Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video we're going to be speaking about the Department of Education and how strongly I feel about how they treat children with different needs. Before we jump straight into this video, please could you smash me a big thumbs up down below and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. So let's just basically get on with the video. So ever since I was diagnosed with ADHD, I have kind of set myself a mission to raise as much awareness as possible to help children that are undiagnosed, are on the waiting list to be diagnosed or diagnosed with ADHD. But this video is not just catered for children with ADHD, it is catered for every child that has complex needs that don't meet the social norm, the criteria that everyone wants us to be but we're not. So this video is dedicated to you guys. So recently I've become super passionate about trying to educate others to help educate children with different abilities. I don't want people to think this video is a load of whack and I'm just getting at teachers because I had a bad experience myself. No, I didn't have a bad experience, I was just undiagnosed, and I don't blame anyone for how they treated me. How I got treated has made me who I am today, and it's made me so passionate to help others not be treated the way I was. Here is my blog, and I've actually posted it over on my Facebook and my Instagram. The links are down below if you want to read it as well or share it, go for it. But I'm going to read you how strongly passionate I am. So like I've said, I do not blame individual teachers. I totally get that. Money and equipment, training, resource, I get that. That's all very, very tightly spread, and I know that it's not your fault, and I'm not here getting at teachers because I know how hard it probably is to deal with children with ADHD, and I'm not getting at you, I'm actually getting at the Department of Education. And I feel sorry for teachers that have to, you know, just let down kids, you know, just let them get on with it. Like, and I know there's teachers that go above and beyond, and I thank you for doing that, because some kids just need guidance and they need someone on their side, and not a lot of teachers do that. So if you're one of those teachers, thank you. I blame the Department of Education for failing kids like me. The kids, the pupils that can't sit still in lessons, who can't physically do sport, for the kids who are not academic enough to be a priority in the school. I feel so sorry for those children. So what is the future for the children that don't get the recognition, or the children that are made to sit alone because they're different, or the child that has ADHD that can't sit in the classroom for more than 20 minutes, who is just left to wander around the corridors? What is the future for that child? Do you know what? They don't care. They don't care. Honestly, they don't care. And if they did, you know, there would be a different system for kids like us. So my question is, why aren't these children that have different abilities and that who express themselves differently given the same opportunities as those that are successful academically or sport, or like in the sports subjects? Why are they treated any differently for not being academic or successful in sports? Like, why are they treated differently? Why aren't they given the right opportunities to allow them to flourish in their own unique ways? Why are we allowing our teachers and our education department to literally fail our children? Why? So ever since I've been at school and been aware of the educational system, I know full well that the type of person you are determines your fate in the school, like the general school. You know, if you don't fit in with the academics or the athletes, you seriously have no chance. That is how schools look at pupils with different needs. So for example, if you're one of the girls that flourish in dance or singing or drama and you're academic, you are set up to achieve the very best. Or for example, if you're a boy and you're extremely athletic and you are average or above average in most of your academic subjects, you again will be put on a pedestal and you will have all the help you need and you will be achieving great things and you'll be set up for success. Those type of kids are the kids that were always on front of the leaflets at this, you know, of the school. They were always in front of the school newspaper. They were always picked to, you know, be a tour guide, show the school off, and they were always pushed towards when the Ofsted meetings were going ahead. You know, when they come to the school and they do their assessments, these kids were pushed to them that the school pride themselves upon. You know, oh yeah, this is Henry, he has straight A's, have a word with him. That's it. You know, kids like me, kids that have ADHD, autism, you know, ODD, PDA, dyslexia, and they can't physically, mentally be academic or sporty. Where are they left? Oh yeah, they're left in the back. They're hidden away because who wants to know about them? They're an embarrassment to the school, aren't they? That's simply it. So my question is, why is that allowed? And like, who says it's okay to do that? And honestly, I will tell you why. And you know, you might be thinking to yourself, how the hell do you know that, Molly? Like, you're speaking a load of... But I'm not. I'm speaking from experience, and I'm speaking on behalf of these kids that are ignored and left behind because they have challenging behaviour, emotionally challenged, or they have mental health issues. You know, why aren't you supporting them? Because all these schools care about, all the government care about, is the grades and the Ofsted reviews. That's literally it. These schools only care about what the Ofsted say at the end of the year. And that is why kids like me, I was actually told to be taken off site when Ofsted was looking around my school. You know, they didn't want me on site because they were embarrassed of my behaviour, and my mum refused to let them take me off site. That she was like, no, why should I be pushed away? Why should I be hidden away when actually this school was failing me? They were failing me on behalf of the educational department because they didn't care. Why should I be hidden away from Ofsted? Shouldn't they really see how bad the Department of Education have got their system? Like, shouldn't they know that schools are failing innocent kids because they can't physically be like academic or sporty? Like, how is that okay? Like, I've never understood how that is okay. So does that mean that the children that don't get the recognition or get the help, does that mean that they aren't worthy of help, mentoring, support? Are they not worthy of having a bright future? Are they not going to succeed because they can't be sporty or can't be academic? No. I tell you why they haven't got a bright future, and that's because they're not given the correct opportunities or the correct way of educating them. They're not given opportunities to express themselves creatively. They're not even given the chance to have mentoring, to speak to someone, to get help. They aren't given the chance. Honestly, I can promise you that that is how our education department treat children that are different in the system. They are just seen as kind of like kids that just have to be there to make up the numbers. They aren't seen as these kids that actually have different unique abilities that should be, you know, expressed in ways that make them comfortable, in an environment that make them flourish, make them feel less anxious, make them feel more comfortable. But instead they're just made to sit in the learning support where children, like ELSA support, so like where children with different abilities just got chucked in there and weren't allowed to kind of go into mainstream lessons because 1, they're disruptive, 2, they're dyslexic, 3, they just aren't getting on academically. They're just chucked into learning support and just told to basically get on with it in there. Like, so in my eyes, every child is expected to fit into either being academic or sporty, and if you're not worth their time, or you're not worth anything. You're just there because you have to be, and that school has to have a certain amount of students, so basically you're just filling up the numbers. That is how I see our Department of Education. Like a car, right? If it doesn't meet the MOT standard, it's written off, right? You can't use it, and that is how kids are used, you know? If this kid doesn't meet the criteria that could benefit the school, they're written off. Who cares what they achieve? They're not important. Let's go to the sporty or the academic children. Let's go to them. Okay? How the hell is that fair? How is that okay? Come on, England. We need to honestly buck up our ideas and start realising that education is not a one-size-fits-all criteria. Children fit in all differently, like a puzzle, okay? This one might fit into this puzzle, but this one doesn't. Like, how is that not kind of seen? Like, how are people not realising that children aren't all the same. Children learn differently. Children learn in different ways. Why? I just don't understand that an education secretary doesn't see that. If he's passionate about education, how can he go around allowing children to fail because they don't learn the way that schools are teaching, because they aren't taught any differently? Like, children with different needs have absolutely the same rights as any child. Just because they can't, I don't know, do the 6-time table off their head, and they might have to visually write it down, or they might have to talk, or their way of concentrating is actually by fidgeting. Just because they can't skim it off the top of their head like Henry over there, who's extremely academic, why aren't they given the same opportunities just because they learn different? I mean, it might just be me, but I'm just so fed up with the way that our children with extra abilities and extra needs are treated in society and in the educational system. Why are they just thought of as useless people? Why are we literally thought of as weirdos? Why are we literally thought of as someone who isn't worthy of mentoring, of support, or extra guidance? Why is that okay to think of a child like that? Guide them, make them believe in themselves, give them something to be engaged with, rather than just shoving them in the special unit that you've got, the learning support. Why not put them in your mainstream class and actually encourage other people to treat them the same as them? They have the same rights, they are human, and they deserve to be treated like human, not like a dog with rabies. They don't deserve to be treated like that. Like I said, the educational system and the educational kind of schools, it's not a one-size-fits-all criteria, right? And it never should be. There should be options for children that do have different abilities. This child should not have to go to a special needs school just because it has ADHD and it can't sit in lessons with other children. Why is that child then classed as special needs? They're not special needs. They are a child that has a unique ability. That is a child that just learns differently. Not that they are wrong, they are learning in the wrong way. No, they are learning in a way that suits them and in a unique way. Unique is not different, and it is not wrong. You need to teach your teachers that. The Department of Education need to teach teachers to treat children as individuals and not as a kind of lump sum of children. Not everyone is going to enjoy maths. Not everyone is going to be able to be a mathematician. No, we need to start teaching children that being unique and expressing yourself in different ways is okay, and actually we encourage that. But no, our education system in the UK wants children just to be like walking around like sheep. They want everyone to be the same person. The Department of Education just don't have a clue how to treat children equally. They just want children to fit the social norms and be academic or sporty so that they can compete in math kind of quizzes or go to this school and do a cross-country run. What about the kids that are so good at like being creative, you know, art? How about kids that with autism that are so passionate about coding laptops and being able to, you know, fix and engineer things, come up with unique ideas? Why aren't these kids given the recognition? Like, seriously, what they have is so incredible, it will change the world. But guess what? It's not going to be down to the educational system, because they are failing kids like this. I want teachers to take something from this video, and I want them to actually learn that every child is an individual and they do not deserve to be treated as one. No, not every child, like I say, is good at maths or, I don't know, good at English, good at drama. No. And I totally get that. The people that are academic and sporty, fair enough. They should be given opportunities. But so should our children that have extra needs. But it doesn't work like that, does it? It doesn't, it's not fair. It's not a fair justice system. So who knows what the future holds for kids with extra needs. I thought school was a place to educate children and to encourage them and motivate them and inspire them. But actually, in fact, most of these schools kind of just, they don't even do any of that. They don't encourage children. They don't educate children. They literally try to change children and try to mould them into a perfect kind of fit for their school, when actually you shouldn't be doing that, because it's not okay and it's not fair. So I just want people to learn that kids need to be given options, and they should be given different schools for different abilities, not special needs school. No. Why isn't there a wilderness school, or an active school, or a school for children with ADHD that is outside, that is more active? You know, why is that not a thing? Why are these children that are different abilities and have different needs sent to a pupil referral unit that is just given a bad stigma? So a pupil referral unit in where I'm from is known as a naughty school. But why are kids with ADHD that are struggling in mainstream sent to a naughty school? Why aren't they sent somewhere where they can embrace and get motivated and inspired by teachers who recognise their abilities and challenge their abilities in ways that are going to make them flourish? Why are they just literally tossed into a school for naughty kids? And why are special needs children sent to a separate school? Why are they not allowed the options of actually going to mainstream school and thriving? So in my eyes, there should be more options for kids and where they go to school. There shouldn't just be one generic school for kids. There should be a multiple different schools for kids. There should be a school in the woods, you know. People with ADHD like to be on the move, and sitting down is just not their thing. So a school like a woodland school or a wilderness school, or I don't know, some activity school, why is that not a thing? Because kids with ADHD would thrive in situations and environments like that. Even children with autism, they are so misunderstood that it's ridiculously like their needs are no different than a child that is academic, because actually children with autism are extremely intelligent, and I can guarantee you that these kids with autism can outdo these academic kids, but they're not given the chance because they have different needs. So I just encourage, I mean, this video will never go as far as, you know, the government, but I just want to say, if it ever does, the one message I want to portray in this video is that every kid should be kind of thought of as an individual, and instead of making them mould into this kind of mainstream school, why are we not allowing them to express themselves in different types of environments of education? Why is there just one generic school? Why is there not a variety of schools which the parent of the child can decide, my child will learn better visually, my child would learn in the generic school, my child would do better in the wilderness school? Why is there not options like that? Am I just like the next Stephen Hawkins, or am I just being just plain stupid and there are schools like that? But let's just say, if there is literally none where I am from. So it might just be the Hampshire kind of county that needs to like buck their ideas up, but it's not, because I can guarantee every child that goes to mainstream with different needs are not given the correct help and the correct kind of environment to thrive in. So I just want to make it super clear that I'm not getting at teachers, like I'm not. I understand where they're coming from when they say we haven't got the resources to help, you know, educate children with ADHD, autism, or, you know, challenging behaviour. I totally get that. I know that you haven't. But what stops you trying to inspire them, or like trying to kind of evolve your way of teaching to help children with ADHD, but also keep it generic for the children that learn the mainstream way? Why is there just one way of teaching? So if you need a chat, don't be scared to just drop a comment down below, or my Instagram, you know, it's all open. Go ahead and contact me if you need me. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope that you have got something from this video, learned something from this video, and related to this video. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.